We'll get started in 1 second, y'all. 1 second, we getting started. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. That was last minute call. Trying to figure out what I'm doing for my birthday tomorrow. Trying to figure out what I'm doing for my birthday tomorrow. Right when I went live, important call. Because I usually don't do shit for my birthday. But hey, I might do something tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, welcome, y'all. Welcome. We will thank y'all for joining us today. We're going to talk about Donald Trump doubling down on this ICE shit after his failed parade. This party, y'all, is just getting started. Go to my Patreon if you want to see my reading on Donald Trump. I had a very interesting reading on Donald Trump that's available on Patreon and what it's going to be looking like for him over the rest of the summer. And this parade he did was goddamn, it was just so vanilla and white and old and just sorry, dog. So, and his response is to say, and then you saw the people protesting ICE around the country. It was wild this weekend. Now Trump is saying, oh, y'all gonna protest my parade and talk shit about my parade not being shit on my birthday? I'm doubling down. Oh, I'm about to get started. But anyway, welcome chat room. What's up, Tasha? I was just saying, yes, I gotta call you. How's it going, Tasha? What's up, Cisco Bell? Appreciate the super chats. Happy early birthday. I appreciate that, Cisco Bell. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, if y'all feeling gracious and wanting to support and say what's up on my birthday, hit the Cash App, $dwannb1. $dwannb1. If you want to, show some birthday love for tomorrow. On today, this Ace of Diamonds Day. Happy birthday, Tupac. See, it's a reason why Geminis are the best musicians and the most revolutionary with our lyrics and how we use our mouth, our tongue. Malcolm X is on the outside of it. He's a king of clubs like me, so but he's on the Taurus side of the game. But he's right there. But when it comes to music, you got Prince, you got Kendrick, Prince June 7th, Kendrick, my birthday, June 17th, Ice Cube, June 15th, Tupac, June 16th. It's the reason why people that can put two words together are born in June. So salute to the Gemini and all 57 of our personalities. Salute to Geminis and all of our personalities. All right? Let me see. He said that throwing a blazing uppercut into air while the word KO appears in the background. Appreciate the super sticker, TS. But yeah, salute to the Geminis and all of our personalities. Wish each one of them happy birthday. And Trump is a Gemini, He a 3 of diamonds Gemini. Just had his birthday. And my grandmother's a Gemini. My uncle's a Gemini. We are the most beautiful people on the planet. All right? And the thing about our multiple personalities is each personality loves you as long as you ain't stupid. You dig? And don't say dumb shit. Just don't say dumb shit. Don't be stupid. Don't be weird. And each one of you'll get love from 8 different personalities if you do right by a Gemini. Yep, and my brother's birthday's the next day. Man, Gemini's all over the place, man. Oh, happy birthday, Netta J. June 13th. See, yeah. But anyway, I want to get into what's going on here. Oh, John, I appreciate the Cash App for the birthday love. Appreciate the Ebony. I appreciate the Cash App for the birthday love. Thank you. All right. We had thank you, TS175. Thank you again. But we had another awesome weekend at the Hollywood Bowl celebrating music, the Playboy Jazz Festival, which is now the Blue Note Jazz Festival. I bring that up because this is the second week of protests that have been going on. And this past Saturday, there was the No Kings protest. And for those of you who weren't there, who aren't paying attention, because I get it. After I signed off from YouTube on Saturday, I ain't pay attention to shit until this morning. I was in music heaven. From the moment I signed off on Saturday, fuck the world and all that's going on. And I went to go listen to some goddamn music. Oh, John Sheldon, I appreciate the Cash App. I appreciate the Cash App, man. This is what black folks was doing this past Saturday. And I love our temperament because we are following the advice and we are staying out of it. And this is how we stand out of it as black folks. We over here listening to the Isley Brothers. We over here listening to the Isley Brothers this week while the world is going around and protesting this and protesting that. This is what we doing. Listen to this harmony. I'm about to rhyme. Come on, Ron. I know that voice. You make it better. You seem to realize when I'm concerned. Listen to that thing. You are the only one who goes through the changes. Giving my life direction when I am. They sound like angels. God. We was with De La Soul. Let me y'all can hear, y'all can't see De La. This is what we were doing this past weekend in LA. While the world was over here doing what they had to do, this is what we was doing. You see that DJ Vlad sitting in front of us. I had the odd couple. You had DJ Vlad, Johnny Gill, and Sugar Ray Leonard in the box in front of us. Talk about the odd trio. But that was DJ Vlad. Y'all saw bobbing his head. And no, I did not ask for an interview. No, I did not ask for an interview. No, I did not ask for an interview. Look at D Smoke. D Smoke is on the piano rapping, yo.
This time is gonna be different. I'ma bless the world with honest quotes in every sentence and get better every moment, just like Beverly mentioned. Hard times, but never resentment. I stay forever relentless. Let's go. This song comes out within a week, and I'd like my beautiful wife to join me on stage.
With his wife and Derek Hines.
Pull up in my city like I'm something to sing. Already legendary. And being in my presence is a luxury. Holding in February, polar that motors and polarizing so I can get from 1 to 3 to figure out which side. And we won't let you niggas switch sides.
That's how we get down in LA. D Smoke. You had Derek Hodges band, his orchestra, his band. Black folks still doing it. Man, that's some very highly sophisticated, complicated music that they was playing. That was day one. We also had a day two up there, and it was motherfucking amazing. When it saw, it was amazing. Black folks all over the goddamn place. This is what we were doing while the world was on fire. I got to meet Chad from Freelance. He said he recognized me from the damn. He said he recognized me from the stands. I was like, for real? You know? So this is what we was doing at the Hollywood Bowl. While everyone else in the world was on fire, this is what we was doing. So I don't know about no damn Trump protest. I mean, no Trump, what do you call it, parade. I saw some of it today to catch up to see what was going on in the world. But look at here, y'all. We are doing the right thing by staying out of this fight. We culturally are doing the right thing by staying out of this fight. Because we warned everybody what was going on. We, you know, for the black folks that vote Democrat, they were telling folks, hey, look, Trump ain't playing with y'all. Y'all did y'all job. And for those of us like me, we said black people don't give a fuck about what Trump does. Because whatever he does, we've been through before and we'll be fine. This was last night. This was last night. Grace Jones performed last night. I'm not the biggest Grace Jones fans, but I'm the kind of person, I like going to music events, even for people who I don't traditionally listen to, so I can get a vibe of their energy.
Sing it now, too.
This is a Grace Jones, and she brought Janelle Monáe out. And I put a post up that my man Freezed Up called me on earlier. This was the OG tramp and the new age tramp. And when I say tramp, I mean by the way they dress. I don't know anything about them personally. The shit that they do. This is what niggas was doing this past week. Look at this shit. This was the one great songs I did like. Look at this. 77 years old. And I'm me saying, yeah, she ain't got no ass. So a lot of our Grace, not the Grace, but you know, Grace Jones had her time in music. You know, she gave America that sound that she inherited from Lena Horne, that style, and but this is what we was doing out here. Now we about to take that in. Like this is what we was doing out here this past weekend. You know what I mean? This is what we was doing. And we also have one of the greatest bass players of all time, Stanley Clarke. You know music. You know if you know, you know, man. Come on, Stanley. The great Stanley. So we've got people in here. Share the video, share everything. We about to get into the topic all the way. I wanted to set that foundation just to show what we was doing culturally while everyone else was fighting. This is how we stay out of the bullshit, folks. Let's go. Our music is a treasure. We just go hang out with our music. Go listen to the music. Listen to some jazz. Listen to some R&B. Listen to whatever floats your boat, and stay out this shit. All right. So I want to now go on into what was what happened this past weekend at Donald Trump. I'm gonna play some video. This was Donald Trump's parade. For those you don't know, he had that parade. He had that weird ass parade. And look at it. Man, that's a terrible song playing on back. She sounded horrible.
10 years old, 9 going on 10.
This is his rally.
This was what he was most excited to see because he had an ancestor who had
this was like
been a part
war
of the U.S.
celebrating
Army
250
during this
years
time.
of the Army.
And for him, this is new to see and understand what it might have looked.
And they're talking about,
particularly,
American Day. They're celebrating World War II. And one thing about white folks, they love celebrating World War II because that was the last clear victory that they got.
Anniversary of our nation's army.
Well,
white on white crime at its most deadliest, World War II. That goes back to the Huns versus the Visigoths. It goes back to the Saxons versus the Anglos. It goes back to the Vikings versus the Vandals. And all the V tribes that they had. So as you see here, okay, look at the crowds. Look. Trump was expecting over 200,000 people to show up. And this shit ended up looking like midweek Bible study at church. And I ain't even talking about 80s and 90s midweek Bible study. I'm talking about your church is now in a gentrified neighborhood and it's only 7 members left and 2 of them are in long-term health care facilities. That kind of midweek Bible study. That's how this shit looked. Stop bullshitting. Any of y'all that go to church or used to go to church, you know what I'm talking about. Go back to your old church you grew up in as a kid if you black. Oh, like, chat room. Come on, my line chat. Any of y'all been back to your childhood church? Man, the neighborhood gentrified. You got white folks. It's a goddamn rice patty vegan spot next to the restaurant where it used to be a soul food greasy ass hamburger spot. That's how this shit looking. And, look at that lawn back there. It's empty. To modernize just empty.
And General, I don't know if you can see what
you got all these goddamn tanks. And, empty like a motherfucker. They doing their best not to have too many wide angles. Particularly now this is the protest over here in LA.
The Border Patrol being in Los Angeles.
Look at these freaky ass flags. You got American and Mexican flags. You got rainbow and American flags, rainbow and Mexican flags. Goddamn.
Potentially San Bernardino and Orange County.
It's more people over here at this LA no Donald Trump protest than it is at Donald Trump's rally. I want to go back and get another shot of the street if I can. Here we go. Here we go. I'll look for another shot of the street.
Here in our presence, but watching some of this machinery, you're looking at strikers that are going by the parade route right now.
Here we go.
As we've caught glimpses
look at his face.
Has been on his feet.
This motherfucker Trump, no, he like, God damn, did nobody show up. This shit bombed like a motherfucker. Here we go. Here's the street angle. This is the angle I was looking for. Y'all see this angle? This whole street was supposed to be lined up with people. This is what you got right here. This image right here basically describes the failure that was his weekend. I don't have no horse in this race. I think both sides are full of shit. So I want to see both sides fail. That's my goal. I don't want neither side to win. I don't want Trump's agenda to win out. And I definitely don't want these people that think they can come into the country and wave foreign flags. I don't want your agenda to win out either. So you see this, and then you contrast that with what's going on with all these raids. Man, that shit went into the night.
Fight for. That is something that is special.
Here we go. So you got the ICE shit going on with the foreign flags.
Which is about a block that way, protecting the 101 freeway entrance.
And then you had Dodger game. You had this Dominican singer come out and she sang the national anthem in Spanish. She sang the national anthem in Spanish. This was their level of protest, to sing the national anthem in the language of their other colonizer. I would respect it if she sung it in her native tongue to the Americans.
Singer Neza is speaking out after singing the national anthem at...
Apparently she was told not to do it, and she did it anyway. You'd impress me if you sung it in a native tongue. You just sung that in a different colonizer's language. From the outside looking in, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Appreciate the super chat, DW. Oh, you said you was helping run to the bowl yesterday? Man, I appreciate that. It'd have been dope. But yeah, so you see this is what's going on. And so Donald Trump's response, direct ICE to expand deportations in Democratic-run cities. This motherfucker ain't playing. This was posted on Donald Trump's Truth Social account. Let's read this. This was posted yesterday afternoon. So while I was getting loaded at the Jazz Festival, this is what Donald Trump was putting on Truth Social. Let's read. Our nation's ICE officers have shown incredible strength, determination, and courage as they facilitate a very important mission, the largest mass deportation operation of illegal aliens in history. No, it's not. But hey, Donald Trump is not one to sell things short. You dig? Back to it. Every day, the brave men and women of ICE are subjected to violence, harassment, and even threats from radical Democrat politicians. But nothing will stop us from executing our mission and fulfilling our mandate to the American people. ICE offers are herewith ordered by notice of this truth to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation program in history. So that's Donald Trump's goal. One that I hope he win. I hope he's successful in this particular goal. Although, and here's the reason why I hope he's successful. As a matter of fact, I'll get to that on the racism side. I'll get to that. Now, again, I know that this isn't going to do anything overall. This is more show than it is substance, what's happening with these deportations. Because if they wanted to get rid of the illegals, they go after the companies hiring, not the illegals. So I'm already knowing this is all pomp and circumstance. But I do like what it's doing to remind people of their place in this society. Because some motherfuckers done got too big for their britches. All right, let's go back and read. In order to achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. These and other such cities are the core of Democrat power center, where they use illegal aliens to expand their voter base, cheat in elections, and grow the welfare state, robbing good-paying jobs and benefits from hard-working American citizens. These radical left Democrats are sick of mine and hate our country and actually want to destroy our inner cities. And they are doing a good job of it. There's something wrong with them. That's why I believe in the open borders. Open borders. Did you say transgender for everybody and transgender for everybody and men playing in women's sports? That's why. That's what he said. That's why. I read that wrong. That's why they believe in open borders, transgender for everybody, and men playing in women's sports. And that's why I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great patriotic law enforcement officers to focus on our crime-ridden and deadly inner cities and those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland. That's true. So basically, this is all. I'm going to finish it. I want our brave ICE officers to know that real Americans are cheering you on every day. The American people want our cities, schools, and communities to be safe from illegal alien crime, conflict, and chaos. That's why I've directed my entire administration to put every resource possible behind this effort and reverse the tide of mass destruction migration that has turned once idyllic towns into scenes of third world dystopia. Our federal government will continue to be focused on the remigration of aliens to places from where they came and preventing the admission of anyone who undermines the domestic tranquility of the United States. To ICE, FBI, DEA, ATF, the patriots at the Pentagon, and the State Department, you have my unwavering support. Now get the job done. So this is Donald J. Trump's reply to everybody trolling him for his failed ass parade. Yo, his parade failed. You had the No Kings rallies all around the country. And Donald Trump said, you know what? Let's double down on whiteness. And so this is from Donald Trump's Truth Social account. And you see what's going on with this. The protests are slowing down. You see here, ain't wasn't hardly nobody protesting the other day. And Donald Trump is ramping up. This is why I don't mind this happening. Because this is what happens. This is something that I saw going on in Houston. This is 2.5 minutes. I want y'all to watch this video. This is 2.5 minutes. Basically, they're talking about what's happening with the hiring practices. And we've seen this here in LA. Watch this.
Houston Community College is facing a 100.
Hold on, let me turn that sound up.
American employee claims. Roseanne?
This lawsuit was intentionally filed today in the Juneteenth email chain, preferential treatment.
This is a pattern done.
These member Adriana Thomas claiming they worked intentionally on a quote well-decision against top and black in Hispanic hires and promotions.
Whether it is demoting them,
says it happened, which she believes was a clear pattern of misused funds, and spoke up. Including
placed me on administrative leave.
In March, she resigned, and
there have been dozens, as I've said, that have come forward.
HCC says they have not been served yet, so at this hour, they do not have a response. For now, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Roseanne, thank you.
Y'all pinwheeling? If you pinwheel and refresh, it's all good on my side. If you're pinwheeling, refresh your browser. On my side, it pretty good.
Houston Community College is facing a 100.
Refresh your browser. I'm good on my end. I don't know what the hell YouTube is doing because on my side the stream played perfectly fine. Y'all didn't get it? Refresh then. I'll play it again. Refresh. So yeah, YouTube is at it when I'm playing this video. YouTube is at it because I'm good on my end. I ain't. Wally, y'all good? Once the video start doing that, let's try it again.
$1 million lawsuit.
This is about $100 million lawsuit being filed in Houston. You say you refreshed, you good? Yeah, YouTube on that BS. Sometimes, like lately, it's been my computer. I mean, not my computer, my internet. But now this time, I was good. Let's play it again.
Houston Community College is
it
facing
good?
a $100 million lawsuit. Hundreds of African-American employees, both past and present, say they faced racial discrimination while working at HCC. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon is live tonight with a closer look at what this new lawsuit claims. Roseanne?
Y'all good?
What this new lawsuit claims. Roseanne?
This lawsuit was intentionally filed today. The plaintiff tells us she represents many. Houston Community College slapped with a $100 million racial discrimination lawsuit filed on none other than the Juneteenth holiday. At the center of the case is Zelia Brown, a former employee who says she and others have been racially targeted by HCC leadership. The suit also reveals an email chain from Chancellor Cesar Maldonado, which states now we Hispanics are going to receive preferential treatment.
This is a pattern. That's something that is methodically and deliberately done to ostracize that individual.
The suit names Maldonado, HR Director Janet May, and Board of Trustees member Adriana Thomas, claiming they worked intentionally on a, quote, well-developed, systematic, entrenched, and wildly successful campaign of race and sex discrimination against top-level black employees, stating that 90% of the longtime black professionals at HCC have either been terminated or demoted, while there has been a 50% increase in Hispanic hires and promotions.
Whether it is demoting them by pay, placing them in a lower level position, creating schemes.
Brown says it happened to her. In 2016, she was hired to advise on grant use and compliance. In 2018, when she found what she believes was a clear pattern of misused funds and spoke up.
Every avenue that I would go down, they would present an obstacle.
But the lawsuit cites other alleged tactics, including padding black employee personnel files with false complaints. For Brown,
they just immediately placed me on administrative leave.
In March, she resigned, and
there have been dozens, as I've said, that have come forward.
HCC says they have not been served yet.
So y'all see that? Y'all see what's going on? Did I not tell y'all on this channel before all of these ICE protests, I was telling you how to get down because they've been doing that shit in California for 30 years. And that's about my Twitter is like, nah, that's because y'all let it go in California. Down south, we gonna sue. Nigga, we suing then too. That's how white supremacy works. You'll sue, they'll settle and give you some money, and guess what they gonna do? Do the same goddamn thing again until somebody else sues. Hand them a check, and then go right back into doing the same thing. Because there's too many off-code niggas that will allow this shit to go on. But like Neely Fuller said, the cost of white supremacy gonna keep going up and keep going up. Hey, listen to this Asian dude. I saw this shit. This shit was hilarious. Watch this video.
Protesting this and that, all that shit. They want to become an American. And yet, they're out there waving their fucking flag. Protesting this and that, all that shit. If you are legal, what the fuck do you have to worry about? Unless you do some dumb shit and you worry about getting deported. Okay? People like me came here legally through the process. We're Americans. Okay? We love this country. We love the flag, the American flag, the America. The red, white, and blue. Okay? We don't care about our flag. We left that shit behind. Okay? You dumb son of a bitch do some dumb shit with your flags. You might well take that flag and shove it up your ass and go back where you come from. Motherfucker. If I see you on the road waving your flag, I will call ICE because I get $750 each, bitch. You want to be
So you see how this is even drawing division between other immigrant groups. But like I told y'all before, and I told Latina this, I'm not gonna mention her name because I'm good. But there was this one Latina in particular, my longtime listeners know who I'm talking about, who I had on this show, who I've said complimentary things about in the past. And there's nothing wrong with her either way it go. I just, you know, my last complimentary video of her that was posted, I think put too much heat on her from her own community to be associated with somebody like me publicly. Whatever. But I remember having a conversation with her years ago. And I said, this is what Latinos don't understand. Every other immigrant group, for the most part, that's come here, has had to take on the major sacrifice of getting rid of their past. All of the white groups, Italians only fly their flag on St. Patrick's Day when it's time to drink. I mean, for the Irish. The Italians only fly their flag at the deli shop. You dig what I'm saying? The Greeks only fly their flag when it's time to get some goddamn gyros and goddamn falafels and shit. But them white groups, they changed their last name and they totally amalgamated to being an American. Same with a lot of your Asians. A lot of your Asian groups, not so much the newer Chinese groups that's come here in the last 15 years. People from China that's come in the last 10 to 15 years, they're a little bit different. But a lot of your Japanese and a lot of your Koreans, and they'll come in here and their first name, it'll be a Japanese dude, and their first name is Brian, not Yoshinoya. You know what I mean? The people, plenty of Asians be named Kim and John, and not, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And they don't call themselves Mitsubishi when they come to America and fly Japanese flags. You don't go around seeing them name their kids Honda and Toyota, nigga, and Panda Express. They call themselves American names and they fly the American flag. And that comes at a great sacrifice. Because Japan has a beautiful culture. Everyone comes from somewhere that has something. So that comes at a tremendous sacrifice. So they looking at this shit like, yo, who the fuck do you are? And y'all the serving class too? That's the other thing about it. Like when America brings in people from India, people from Nigeria, people from China, they're bringing these people in for brain jobs. Tech. All the shit that America refuses to teach his own children, his own citizens. All the things that they don't want to teach us, they're importing them in for. They're importing Mexicans in here for labor and underclass work. You can't demand special treatment as a worker, as an underclassman. You got to show where you built something, where you created something. This is what I deserve. When black folks were fighting during the 1860s and during the 1660s, we were fighting on the base of this is what we bring to the table. It wasn't just the labor. It wasn't just being and fighting in every single war. It was also, we created bioengineering, the field through George Washington Carver. We created the elevator. We created all these things that we see that make America great. It was black people that had a full-on hand in that. We were the brains of the operations. And still to this day, when it comes to the music, one of America's biggest exports around the world is America's music, still till this day. We are a group of people that we put in on this, man, not just labor. So you cannot come with a foreign flag bragging about your labor. Do you know how dirt poor a lot of the world is? It's easy to get labor because capitalism keeps half the world in poverty. So as long as half of the world is in poverty, the way capitalism has it set up between the first and the second world, labor's always gonna be there. You ain't special. And we're getting to the point in the next 10 years to where most of the labor is going to be robots and automation in the next 10 years. So even the picking the farms and all that shit, them is going to be robots out there picking that shit 24 hours a day. It's going to be, we already see it when you walk into the McDonald's and shit. You got the little thing, what do you hit? I was the other day, a couple months ago, because I hadn't been inside of McDonald's in years. Me and the wife was on a road trip, and we go to Santa Barbara. There are no drive-thrus in Santa Barbara. Like, you have to walk in. Man, I walked into that McDonald's in Santa Barbara. They had a goddamn TV screen. And you had to, you your own checkout person. How in the hell is, I looked at it, how in the hell is a goddamn combo meal $15 and I'm the person working the cash register? What kind of shit is that? I saw this big ass machine. I was like, God damn. I was like, God damn, these niggas had a goddamn machine up there. And the prices were more. That shit was like $5 more per combo meal than the last time I seen the McDonald's combo meal. Last time I went there, the combo meal was like $8. You know, no, $7. Combo meals was like $14. And I had to work it myself. You're right, Tilo. The finesse is real. You're right. The kiosk is just a big smartphone. And I need y'all to stop at all that. Oh, hey, I don't do McDonald's. Look, how the hell is McDonald's sitting? I'm not talking about you in particular for this comment, but in general. You bring up McDonald's, 9 out of 10 people are going to be like, I don't eat that shit no more. Well, how in the hell are they still in business if don't nobody eat that shit no more? You niggas is lying. Yes, the fuck you are. 8 out of 10 of y'all lying your ass off. Anyway, these niggas be lying their motherfucking ass off. I don't eat at McDonald's. I just go to Burger King. Shut the fuck up. Nigga, I don't eat at McDonald's, but that Krispy Kreme, woo, nigga. I don't eat at McDonald's, but I got them goddamn frozen chicken tenders in my freezer that I'm gonna heat up. Nigga, it's the same shit. What are you talking about? Nigga, you got frozen goddamn chicken tenders and fish sticks in your freezer right now from the goddamn grocery store. That's the same goddamn frozen fish sticks they put in a goddamn McDonald's burger. Shut the fuck up. Niggas be fronting like hell. Niggas be fronting. I mean, people like, I don't smoke my weed. Now pass me that liquor. Same shit. Well, my liquor though, weed's illegal. I don't do liquor. I don't do weed. I don't do liquor, either one, man. But nigga, you addicted to gossiping behind people's backs, like, and getting your ass whooped. Like, you'll die a lot faster talking all that shit behind people's backs than you will from a McDonald's fry. Believe that. Everybody got their own. That's what they call. It's what Tower of Power calls social lubrication. I'm not a Democrat. Man, who the hell want to follow Joe Biden? Nigga, but you think Trump is telling the truth. Same shit. 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Nigga, stop fronting. It's what Tower of Power said. Social lubrication, to laugh inside. Everybody's got their own way to get high. Everybody gets high. Some people get high on this. Some people get high on that. So shut the fuck up. Back to the conversation. Yeah, we have our own vices. Social people get real high on themselves. Well, I don't do that vice. I do this vice. Either way it go, you in a vice. I go back, and we'll get back to it. I'll take that. I like this. This is a little side moment. I always say it's my two favorite producers of all time: Maurice White from Earth, and Fire, and George Clinton. Those are probably my personal two favorite producers. Maurice White and George Clinton. They live completely opposite lives. Maurice White, Earth, and Fire, clean, healthy living. He was a vegetarian back in the 70s when that vegetarian shit was hard to do. Maurice White was a vegetarian. Earth and Fire made highly spiritual music, drug free. If you were on drugs, you could not join Earth, Wind, and Fire. You cannot play with Earth and Fire. Jessica Cleaves, the lady who sang on the Heart Head to the Sky album, she came from the Friends of Distinction. She's from LA. And then she was with Earth and Fire, but she was on drugs. So they kicked her out the band, and then she later on joined Parliament Funkadelic. Parliament Funkadelic, on the other hand, drugs everywhere. Drugs everywhere. But if you listen to their music, both Earth and Fire and Parliament Funkadelic, they're equally spiritual. Equally. Songs like All About Love from Earth and Fire teaches you about your inside, mastering yourself. Songs like Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts by Funkadelic, that teaches you about who you are on the inside. One Nation Under a Groove, Coming Together. Here's a chance to dance our way out of our constrictions. Parliament Funkadelic had you dancing your way out of your constrictions. Earth and Fire had you spiritually elevating. Maurice White lived a totally clean life. He ended up catching MS and passed away back in 2016 at the age of 74. George Clinton didn't get off crack until he was 70. George Clinton tried every drug known to man. As a matter of fact, he was part of that experiment at Howard University that got musicians hooked on acid in the late 60s. A lot of the musicians got hooked on psychedelics because they were asked to participate in these drug programs out of Harvard, and George Clinton was one. So George Clinton was on acid, he was on heroin, he was on crack when he did Atomic Dog. I went to go see George Clinton last year at 83 years old. He's still jumping on stage. Maurice White lived a totally clean, healthy life. He's been gone now for 10 years. What does that say? We don't know how none of this shit gonna work. You got a man that was on drugs and crack until he was 70, still performing live, while the person who lived a totally clean life was out of here in his early 70s. But they both were equally impactful, both equally spiritual, both saved a lot of souls, both delivered a lot of people. One did it clean, one did it on drugs. Both ways the thing got done. So stop rubbing your dick to yourself and what you do that ain't what the next person do. It ain't that serious. So back to what we talking about with Donald Trump. Back to what we talking about. Because people like to get high on their goddamn self. Hell yeah, my grandfather lived till he was 98. My grandfather was eating Popeye's fried chicken 10 days before he died at the age of 98. Yeah, look at Keith Richards. That drug addict, still going. And I ain't doing no drugs. Like, the only drugs I'm doing is weed. I ain't even drugs. I smoke weed. I eat shrooms. I ain't doing no acid. I ain't doing no crack. This is not a billboard for people to do drugs. Drugs ain't my thing. If I did drugs like that, I'd probably be out of here. I don't do drugs. hard drugs. I do what grows out of the earth. I don't even do wax pens or vape pens. I gotta smoke raw natural flowers. That's my thing. Everybody got their own thing. So Donald Trump, but that goes into what we're saying here about this whole. Let's get back to what we're talking about with Donald Trump. That's right, Moondug Maximus. You ain't in control. Nobody's in control. So live your goddamn life and other people live theirs. Because ain't nobody in control on when this shit's going to end. Our great Dr. Layla Africa, one of the greatest nutritionists of all time, passed away at 74. Lived a totally clean life. Shit, my father-in-law the other day, he about to be 84 years old, man. We went and got him some Woody's barbecue. Nigga was eating all kind of, Mr. Man eating all kind of ribs and shit. 84 years old. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's what it is, man. You see what's going on right now with Trump. This is why black folks, we gotta stay out of this shit. We been staying out of it. We gotta keep staying out of it. Y'all saw that video I played earlier. And here's the thing about it. The white supremacists, Donald Trump's people, they know what's going on. They can stop this shit right now by going after corporations that hire these people. They can create new laws that change it from people of color to anti-black discrimination, anti-black American. They can do that if they wanted to fix it. All this shit that's happening is happening on these people's watch. They know what to do, but they don't want to. Think about it. There's people out there that say, okay, it can't be fixed. How in the hell can something not be fixed that was intentionally broken? If they knew where to break it, if I'm looking at if I got a chain and I want to break this chain, I'm going to focus on a couple of them interlocks, and I'm going to break one of them. And if I break that chain, I can fuck this whole thing up. Well, what if I want that chain to get back together? All I got to do is go back and search to exactly where I chose to break it and fix it. It's a choice. It's not that it can't be done. It's a choice. There was a choice to break it. There could be a choice to fix it. And that's why they lie to you and say they can't do it. Because yes, they can. Yes, they can. That's the indication, because here's the evidence. Here's the evidence as to how they can. When it came time to put Latinos economically ahead of black people in the 90s, they made very specific moves. One thing they did, in chat room, holler at me in the chat room if you know what I'm talking about. If you're around in California, I cannot speak for other parts of the country, but if you were in California, particularly Southern California, late 80s into the early 90s, what was the news saying about you didn't get a positive story. They called them illegals. There was no undocumented workers. Like, no, it was illegal. They called them illegal aliens. It was news stories all the time on the cost, on how much illegal aliens are costing the country, costing the city. It was very open back in the early 90s. You turn on Ricky Lake or goddamn Phil Donahue or Sally Jesse Raphael, it was going to be shows on the cost of illegal immigration, hard copy, current affair, them TV shows, you remember them gossip shows? Them niggas was going to do a special report on immigration all the time. Here in LA, in California, we have Proposition, was it 187? Prop 187? That's when we said California voted to not give resources to undocumented people. If you were illegal, California voted no services in schools, no services in the hospitals. I think it was Prop 187. It was that was here in California. And the state said, you know what? Even though we live in a state that if something is put on a ballot measure and the citizens vote for it, that's supposed to become law. That's supposed to become law. It didn't. Why? Because they wanted to intentionally break this chain. Let's give them an economic foothold. Make it to where if they come here to America, they have resources. They got to get resources tax-paying citizens did not get in the form of free health care. Yep, Prop 187, yeah. You got that situation with the Prop 187. Then what Bill Clinton did in the mid-90s and Donald Trump just reversed it. Bill Clinton made it to where all federal forms had to be in multiple languages. Why do you need, when you're dealing with extremely high black unemployment in the 90s, why do you need to make it easier for people who don't speak the language to get jobs when you're already dealing with extremely high economic disenfranchisement from black people? The 70s killed us. All them jobs that was around in the 70s, by the 90s, most of them jobs was gone. That's the reason why street violence went up, was because there were little to no resources on the ground for the people. But you make it easier for people who speak a foreign language to get a job? They intentionally broke these parts in the line. In the education system, you don't educate the kids for the jobs they're going to get. This is something that most people don't know, because y'all didn't work in schools like I did. And here in LA, when I was working in the schools, in different schools, you'll see at Crenshaw High, let's take Crenshaw High, where the black people are. They're telling all the black kids go to college. You see UCLA banner here, Harvard, Brown University, Stanford, Texas A&M, Prairie View, HBCU Day, college, 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 college. College prep this, college prep that. What about the kid that don't want to go to college and he just wants to become a welder or a garbage truck worker? What education does he get? Nothing. I would go to the east side of town, Santee High, Garfield, where the Mexicans were. The Mexican schools, a lot of them still had auto shop. A lot of those schools still had your wood shop classes, your ironworks, your different vocations. Here in LA, no lie, I don't know how it is now in 2025. I'm sure it's the same. But I can tell you what was true in 2015, 2020, 2010. And here in LA, the schools where the Mexicans were had vocations. The schools where the black kids were didn't. So if you weren't on the road to being an engineer, there was nothing left for you. Just go to college and you'll find out what to do after that. They know where to make cuts to affect groups of people over a protracted period of time. These cuts don't kill you right away. The black economy was killed by 1,000 cuts. Cut here, cut there. And it's been a slow bleed. Now in California, you could be an undocumented person and still get a state or city job or county job. You could be a cop. You could be a cop as an illegal. We got to stop that lie. It can't be fixed. No, it was intentionally broken by searching out the arteries. It's like a killer that come through that knows where all your arteries are. I'm going to cut this artery. I'm going to cut that artery. And I'm going to cut that artery. And you still going to be walking. Because by the time you feel these cuts, I'm going out the window. I've got left. You're not going to feel these cuts. You're going to be nicked up like, shit, I'm bleeding. But you still going to be walking. And that person going to be done walked off. Then one day, shit, you up in heaven talking to Moses and the three wise men. That's how it happens. And while you bleeding profusely, you got people who are supposed to be on your own team saying, oh, man, we don't know. It can't nothing happen. It can't be done. No, nigga, you see where I'm bleeding from, nigga? Give me a towel. Let me stop the apply pressure, nigga. Apply pressure. Well, I don't know. Nothing can be done. Nigga, he got this apply pressure with the blood coming out. But you got to be able to look at what's going on from an objective point of view and forensically analyze what you see. But most of us don't want to see. We want to live in, oh, we all need to come together. Oh, it's all right, man. They just want a job. No, nigga, every time your black ass say, they just came to work, that's another cut. Like that punk ass Jamal Bryant. Let's see. I thought I had that video up already. Y'all saw Jamal Bryant? That jive ass nigga. And Jesse Jackson gonna sell us out to the end. You all right, Rocky? Rocky been back here. Rocky been laying back here the whole time quiet. Look at this. These are the cuts I'm talking about right here.
If illegal aliens...
Listen to this.
Yes. I understand the boycott against Target, against DEI, yes. But why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens if illegal aliens disproportionately affect the black community jobs?
Say that one more time.
Why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens when illegal aliens disproportionately negatively affect the black community?
Yeah, that's not true.
It is true. They take jobs, right? But they take your jobs.
They don't know, right?
Legal.
Let me offer.
Nothing?
Thank you so much for coming out today.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
This is the Rainbow Push Annual Conference.
I mean, if you want to support black jobs, you don't support illegal aliens coming in and undercutting black jobs. It doesn't make sense though, right? I mean, we got
playing field.
Y'all see that? These jive ass niggas saying no, it don't affect. Yes, the fuck it does. Yes, it does. And these are the areas where you got punk ass black people that don't want to stand with us. Don't give two shits about us. And that's why we as a people got to get on code with it. Salute to Black Alpha. I'm going to go watch his show after I'm done with this one. I want to play one more video, and then we're going to be up out of here. I'm going to play one more video. This was another video. I played part of this guy's video last week, but Pink Book Lessons did a good job covering it. Listen to this African man talk about how the Latinos do on the construction sites.
My company, I'm a black man. I own a company. I hire a Latino. The Latino comes back and complains about the African Americans because the Latino thinks because I'm African, I don't have any relationship with the African American. The Latino comes to me and tell me that you are an immigrant, I'm an immigrant, that African American cannot work. I have Jose, I have Gonzalez, my brothers who know how to work very well. You need to fire the African Americans, and I will bring a lot of hardworking Latinos who will work for your company.
You see that? This man said he owns a construction site, and the Latinos come to him thinking since he's an African, trying to come up with some immigrant ally stuff to get the black Americans out. So, shouts out to that brother right there for being on code. That goes to show you that every African is not a tether. Every person from the Caribbean is not a tether. You got real ones from all across the planet. The same reason why you got jive sellout FBA niggas like Jamal Bryant. We gotta look at how people move, not just where they come, how you move. And there's an African moving in the right way. People ask, okay, I'm African, am I a tether? No, the hell you're not a tether if you're talking like this, brother.
In my company,
listen,
I'm a black man. I own a company. I hire a Latino. The Latino comes back and complain about the African Americans because the Latino thinks because I'm African, I don't have any relationship with the African American. The Latino comes to me and tell me that you are an immigrant, I'm an immigrant, that African American cannot work. I have Jose, I have Gonzalez, my brothers who know how to work very well. You need to fire the African Americans, and I will bring a lot of hardworking Latinos who will work for your company.
See? And later on in that video, go watch Pink Book Lesson. She covered it. Later on in that video, he talks about how black people in the construction industry can come together and kick them out. Look at this person right here. Somebody said, yeah, he's only saying that in 2025. Nigga, you don't know who the fuck he was. Were you following his Instagram before 2025? Shit, he could have been talking like this 10 years ago. How the hell would you know? You don't even know the I need to put up the nigga's handle. You don't even know who the fuck that was talking. So is that one nigga? Well, he just now doing this. Well, look, say he was a tether and he figured it out. Salute to him, you dummy. Everybody got to grow. I wasn't always on the wavelength that I'm on right now. I used to think we are all just one. I would have been fighting for immigrant rights 15 years ago. Shit. 2005? I mean, that's fucked up, man. You live life and you learn. You live and you learn. You live and learn. Live and learn. Live and learn. And when you learn, you teach. And when you learn, you teach. And when you learn, you teach. And you pass what you learned down to the next person. So if anybody's living and learning and passing what they learned down to the next person, salute to you. You don't have to be perfect your whole goddamn life. And that's why I like what Donald Trump did. No more putting Spanish, like he said, all federal forms are being English only. States can do what they want, but no longer that mandate. Yeah, we should get rid of jobs. If they look, this is how they can solve it. Get rid of no job can be done in any language other than English. Unless it's a department that does. Now, if there's a department that handles translating, cool. There could be translation departments, but no job in America should require you to speak Spanish. Because if you coming over here to get some shit, you better speak English. And why is that even too much to say? Because they speak English around the world. Even in other countries, English is literally the language of money. Anywhere in the world, even if they have their own national language, you can go to Hong Kong to get English. You can get English in Egypt. You can get English in Nigeria. You can get English in Australia. You can get English in Germany. You can get English in Russia. You can find English everywhere until you go down San Pedro and Gage. What the fuck kind of twisted shit is that? You mean to tell me I can fly to Antigua? I can fly to Morocco? I can fly to goddamn Italy and hear English, but I can't hear English in East LA? What the fuck? So the first thing you do is make all jobs English, even construction jobs. And companies make ordinances when you're speaking around fellow employees. You say what you want in one-on-one, but if you're speaking in a room with other employees, English only, because we all saw it. We'll be sitting there, and the people that speak Spanish, they'll go and huddle. They'll be in the office talking to each other in Spanish while you're sitting there like, and all you hear is la. You like, God damn it, I'm trying to work. And you can't work because all you hear is that's not fair to the people that speak English. So that's one thing you can do. The next thing you can do is to make it to where these people, there's white and non-white. And if you identify as white on your driver's license, you cannot be a part of any minority hiring programs. You can't be a part of any contracting. You cannot get a contract, a government contract, or be hired if you identify as white on your driver's license. Because the whole purpose of this stuff is to give equal access to people of color. Well, how are you a person of color if you identify as white? Why didn't they say, I'm dead? You work on Avalon Engage? I'm not lying. Hey, Wally, you work on Avalon Engage? Well, Avalon's one block over from San Pedro is, what is it? It's Broadway, Main Street, San Pedro, Avalon, Central, Hooper, nigga. And then right at Central is where Manchester turned into Firestone. Nigga, I know my LA, goddammit. Yeah. If you talking to a black person from LA that cannot lane you the streets from La Cienega going east in Secession, they ain't from LA. La Cienega, going down Slauson, La Cienega, La Brea, Overhill, then Crenshaw, Van Ness, or Arlington, depending on where you are, then Western, Normandy, Hoover. After Normandy, Hoover, Figueroa, Broadway, Main Street, San Pedro, Avalon, Central. Nigga, don't tell me I don't know my goddamn South Central LA. I'm all the way from the hood, but I don't bang no hood, because that shit's stupid. And that's what they can do, and then that's what the law can do. And on our side, now gauge goes east and west. If you go east and west, Lori Brown, you gotta start up there with with Washington, Adams, Jefferson. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. Vernon. After Jefferson is Vernon. I miss Vermont. When I went east, I miss Vermont. I miss Vermont when I was going east. Because it's Vermont that's after, it's Vermont then Hoover. Vermont then Hoover. But if you go north, after you get to Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Vernon, 54th, Slauson, Gage, Florence, then Manchester, then Century, Imperial, El Segundo, Rosecrans, nigga. That's the hood. I just gave you guys the square box of the hood. Oh yeah, the hood is at Alameda, the black folks side. It is at Alameda. You gotta give a testimony one day, Wally. Yeah, Exposition Jefferson. Yeah. Oh, you say you from Pomona and don't know you know LA, that's back your hand. That's right. See, where we get our shit, black folks, we gotta stop playing these tacky ass games. Saying that we all get along. We need to tell the truth about what it is. And if these white folks in government want to do something about it, they know what to do. Remember this, as long as they're stuck on just deportations, they're not fixing anything. That's just pomp and circumstance. It's just something to rile emotions. They wanted to fix it. They fixed the corporations and they fixed the Spanish speaking stuff. They don't really want to change much. They just changing how it looked. But Donald Trump's parade failed. These protests are dying out. They're not going to sustain it. And Donald Trump's going to keep doing what he's doing with these deportations. And we going to continue to just learn line dances and have a good time. That's why I said in the West, these people don't keep it a buck with us. These people don't keep it a buck. What y'all can do is enroll in my new summer school music class starting the last week of this month. The link is in the description bar. We are doing the instruments, legacy, and instruments, and the artists. Putting together a digital workbook. This is a summer camp for the youth. And adults, they like it, but the workbook is going to be, everything going to be tailored to the youth. Digital workbook, 5 chapters, artist and instrument fact sheet, a glossary with the breakdown, and a digital certificate of completion, along with Spotify playlists, so that your youngins, this is Black Music Month. This is how we're going to celebrate Black Music Month. You want the youngins to know where their music comes from. You better enroll them in this course, okay? Link is in the bio. Appreciate my mods. Ebony, appreciate you. All everybody. Shayla, appreciate y'all. Elisino, thank y'all for joining. And understand this. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. All right? I'm about to go watch these playoffs. Yeah, Black Music Month is every month. And it's this month also. So enroll in the course because we will be getting it in. All right? Yeah, age rate, we starting at 7. It's going to be no cursing. It's going to be tailored to the youth. And it's going to be materials tailored to those that age range, all right? Up to 18. Oh yeah, man. Let me know if you appreciate that, Star. Tomorrow my birthday. If you want to show some birthday love tomorrow or today, hit the Cash App, $dwannb1. Star just put the link in the chat. But if you want to say happy birthday to me, tomorrow my birthday. $dwannb1. All right? Thank y'all again for listening. We out.